Part of the reason why I feel so passionate about how our programs fit together here at the Centre is that we address something in the moment when it's going on for a person. If they need to talk, we're here. No matter what time it is, they can pick up the phone. But that we also have a look at things before they get started. That we make a point of doing an educational program with youth when they're ripe for learning new ways of coping.
I got involved with the Crisis Centre about 2 years ago. It was 6 months after I lost my husband, Barry, to suicide, and they were looking for a volunteer who had experience building online initiatives for young people to help them develop something that we ended up calling youthinbc.com, which is an online web hotline for youth in distress.
Youth really want that anonymity, and so I think they found that through our website. Youth that reach out to our services come from everywhere. So I think sometimes we think that there's certain populations that are impacted more by suicide. There is no typical youth that's impacted by suicide. There's no stereotype. There's no person that we could run out and just promote suicide prevention to this group of people and everything would be okay, because it's everybody. And with 7 out of 10 youth considering suicide before they graduate from high school, that's a huge number. If you look at an average class, that's 21 students.
Does anybody remember the different signals of someone that might be contemplating suicide? Yeah.
I got involved with community education about a year into being on the distress line. One of the staff people asked me if I'd be interested in standing up in front of groups of young people in high school and giving workshops on stress and suicide. And then I went away and started thinking about my own experience in high school and how that was a very, very difficult time for me. So just reflecting back and realizing that I didn't have any opportunity to talk to anybody about what was going on for me. School counselors weren't safe, my parents weren't an option, and I started thinking, wow, if youth found out that the Crisis Centre was a safe place to call, it might just help one person. Just about everybody can think about somebody in their life or themselves that needed somebody to talk to and they didn't have that. So the Centre provides a safe place for them to call.
Vancouver Crisis Centre.
There are a lot of real people out there that are going through things that you or I might have gone through, and what I think really surprised me was that crisis is so many different things for so many different people.
I wish I could sleep. I feel like the walls are closing in on me. I just can't believe I lost my job. I feel out of control. Everything's falling apart around me. I have no one to turn to. I can't pay my bills. I feel desperate. I feel like I'm going to lose everything. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
I've seen people's lives change. I can't stress enough how it's the ripple effects of one phone call, because it doesn't just affect that one person, it affects their family and everybody that they interact with.
I think that the Centre could have made a difference for Barry in the years leading up to his death. I think that there must have been a whole world of angst and anxiety and sadness that he wasn't prepared to talk to people he knew. I think it could have been a lifeline for him that he needed.
I see the hundreds of people that it impacts on a daily basis. If you can imagine, in one day, there are volunteers staffing the lines 24 hours. There's hundreds of calls coming into the Centre and hundreds of youth being touched by our community education presentations. The number of people's lives that it touches just in a day is incredible.
We work together with a lot of organizations in the community to make sure we're not doubling up services. So I think that what we do is unique, and we support other organizations and they support us as well.
I just think it's an invaluable service, wonderful people, and as I said, an incredibly effective use of resources in the most important way. I think they're saving lives.
People will always need the Crisis Centre. There's not going to be a lack of people who are needing to reach out, and for people to know that there's this organization that's there and so well known with such a great reputation, and the funding is needed to be able to do that.
I understand that everyone has a lot of different priorities when it comes to their charitable giving. I know I've always felt that way too, that there's so many different people that need your support. But for me, the Crisis Centre truly is the most deserving recipient that I've ever come across. I think the work is critical.
All of us are somehow touched by a community in distress. And they have to have a place, that is the people who are suffering, in pain, lonely or isolated. And the Crisis Center is that vehicle.
I think every time there's an occasion for somebody to think about a time that they were helped, they want us to know. And so we do get acknowledgements, even just people calling on the phones to say, you know, things were hard and I don't know if you guys still remember talking to me, or I don't know if I'll ever talk to the volunteer I talked to again, but I just wanted to let you guys know thanks. It was hard and things are better now and I'm glad you were there.